A report published February 7 and authored in part by Blockstream researcher Christian Decker found that the PX Lightning Network is evolving towards an increasingly centralized architecture. Proponents of Lane say this is not a problem, and even critics of the network point to the necessity of properly defining and not defying decentralization. Still, real concerns are presented with the new information, and some are looking to alternative solutions like Drivechain to fill the gap. Also read, voluntary financing, Bitcoin Cash devs reveal non-custodial funding app Flipstart restricting centralization of UNF report, entitled Lightning Network, a second path towards centralization of the Bitcoin economy, states at outset that despite the huge activity characterizing the Beninland, the Bitcoin's distribution is very unequal. The paper elaborates, the average Gini coefficient of the node strengths computed across the entire history of the Bitcoin Lightning Network is in fact 0.88, causing the 10%, 50% of the nodes to hold the 80%, 99% of the bitcoins at stake in the Beninland, on average, across the entire period. While the Gini coefficient is typically used to measure income inequality, it is applied in the report as a means to determine relative centralization of Lightning. This type of metric for measuring centralization and decentralization, however, is criticized by some in the space as being inaccurate to the meanings of the terms as they pertain to Bitcoin. Nevertheless, the report details the continued emergence of centralized core periphery structures, which some say make the network more vulnerable to attack. //arxiv.org/ded/2002.02819 Bitfile. The complex math and methodology are laid out in detail in the paper. The group of researchers ultimately concludes, in particular, its structure seems to become increasingly similar to a core periphery one, with well-connected nodes clustering together, as revealed by the study of the ion vector centrality. More precisely, our analysis reveals the presence of many star-like substructures with the role of centers played by the hubs, seemingly acting as channel switching nodes. Both proponents and critics of Lane debate implications. Definition of decentralization. Reactions to the report have been varied in the crypto space, but Lane supporters and critics alike think there may be something amiss in the way decentralization as a concept is being defined and even deified, in a sense, where Bitcoin is concerned. For example, Bitcoin researcher and Drivechain creator Paul Stork tweeted, another user in the thread wrote, "Why do people care so much how decentralized Lane is? It can work even semi-centralized, as long as it is mostly used for small payments and as long as there are other options. But having to monitor a hub isn't very convenient, and doesn't seem to be in the original, non-third-party dependent spirit of Bitcoin." Stowe of CointextVin Our Money noted that decentralization is often used impreciously, pointing to the fact that influential actors wielding influence in a network doesn't directly translate to centralization in the negative sense, where Bitcoin is concerned. That is to say, clustering of influence does not automatically equate to a change in codebase allowing for centrally orchestrated protocol adjustments. Still, with Lane, transaction paths can be closed arbitrarily, and the increasing centralization of hubs as shown by the report brings an increased risk of applied kick/ammo requirements from authorities. This would effectively turn them into banks, increasing the likelihood that paths will be closed due to the same regulations. The true fragility of Lane centralization, then, is the network's foundational reliance on trusted third parties, and the ability of nodes to follow up transactions. In light of the report's findings, the reliance on. You can read full post on Cryptophans News, link available in text below.